And we are live here. We're live in multiple areas. My Freedom Circle Facebook group. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on my YouTube channel and Twitter. I'm going live a lot more often. I'm going to wait to see who joins us today, but come out and play. It's about 4:15, 4:16 here on Friday. For some of you, it's a bit later. For anyone who's online and wants to jump in for a dose of Freedom Friday, come on in. Our internet has been wonky today due to a windstorm, but hopefully this is coming through loud and clear. If you are out there, don't just be a lurker. Come in. I see some people joining us. Jump in, say hello, and answer these two questions. First question is, what is awesome about today? I don't care if it's almost midnight. What is awesome about right now? And the second question is, what will you do to make today even more awesome? I don't care if there's only an hour, 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever is left in your day. What's awesome about today? What will make today even more awesome? What's going to make tomorrow even more awesome? Answer those two questions. And as I often say, I urge you to ask yourself those two questions each and every morning before you even open your eyes, because the most important discussion you have each day is the discussion you have with yourself first thing in the morning, because you set the tone for the day. Looks like I have really crappy internet, so you may be seeing me, you may not be seeing me, but either way, if you are joining, please come in. Don't just lurk wherever you're joining us from. We'll get going here in a little bit, and I want to talk about two words, thought and action, and the fact that they're not opposites, they're polarities. And let's see who's joining us right now. Is anyone joining us anywhere? Whether you're joining us or not, I love that you're here. Went live last night and had a bunch of people join us right afterwards. So we'll wait a few minutes here, or maybe 30 seconds more. Do you have any questions for me? Whatever it is, I'm here. I'm alone. I'm here. My family is gone. I'm here in my office in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And I would love to answer your questions. Ask me anything. I don't really care. Ask me about my beard. Ask me about my hair. I gotta shave that head here pretty soon. What do you got planned for the weekend? We're going to get started here in a second. Let people figure out that we are live and come on in and join us. We'll see who's joining us here today. If anyone's going to join us, that would be great. Come on in. Come on in. We got a couple people viewing right now. We got a couple people on live. It's weird I can see. If you're there, I see some of you joining us on LinkedIn. Come in, give us a like, give us a share, comment what's awesome about today and what will make today even more awesome. So I'm going to get started, because when it comes to awesome, you got to take action. Notice I said, what will you do to make today even more awesome? What actions will you take? And some people often think that the key to success is taking actions. I often like to say, there's people out there who are not as smart as you. There's people out there who are not nearly as talented as you, and they're eating your lunch. They're more successful. And it's easy to get frustrated saying, I'm smarter than that person. I'm more talented than that person. But the reason that person is successful and you are not is because that person takes action, takes deliberate action to move forward. Maybe they're more confident than you. And that starts with their thoughts. I've shared this before. Thoughts fuel your emotions, which fuel your actions, which fuel your results. And if you don't like the results you're getting, go check your thoughts, because it's garbage in, garbage out. But some people say, well, the key is action. Get out of your head. There's people who overthink. Yes, there's people who overthink. But when it comes to action, here's an important point. Not taking an action is also an action. Not taking an action is also an action. Stagnating is a verb just as much as running is a verb. Acting is a verb, so is stagnating. So if you don't take action, you are taking an action, and that is fueled by your thoughts. So thoughts and actions are an opposite. They're like the yin and the yang. They're polarities. You need a balance of both. Because there are some people who grind away. They work so hard and they take actions and they don't get anywhere. They're on the hamster wheel. They run off a cliff. It's because they didn't take deliberate action in concert with their creative thoughts. And if you have been programmed for scarcity, if you've been programmed to have bad thoughts about money, whatever it is, You're going to have a negative emotion. That's going to fuel negative actions. That's going to get you the results you don't want. I work with a lot of people who have taken a lot of action and they back themselves into a corner with their business. They're not productive. They don't feel free. They're overworked and they're underpaid. Yes, they took action. And what we need to do is take a step back, take a view from above, and start applying our creative thoughts to what do you want your business to look like? So action is important. I had another call earlier this week with a potential client. Hopefully they hire me. They've taken a lot of action. They've gotten in a lot of revenue and now they're overworked and they backed themselves into a corner. They've hit a ceiling and they don't know where to go. They were in the forming phase. They formed quickly. That's great. The money rolls in, but now they're in the storming phase. They don't know how to get out. The key is taking a step back. We have to apply creative thought to what do you want your business to look like to get to the norming phase and then the performing phase. So thoughts and actions are important together. I'm a big fan of action, but I built a 7-figure agency on action and then built my own prison. Almost killed myself. Anxiety attacks. I was 60 pounds heavier. Cocktail of prescription drugs. I wasn't being a present father and husband. I took a lot of action, but it was only when I shut that damn thing down, started applying my creative thought to what do I want each and every day to look like? What do I want things to look like? It's easy to identify what we don't want and then take actions based on that and wonder, well, everyone says take action. All the hustle and grind pornographers said the key to success is action. I've taken action and I've gotten nowhere. The key is applying your creative mind. Yesterday, I posted a video and put up a podcast today about the fact that your greatest gift is your ability to think creatively, because as humans, we can think our way out of literally anything. As I said in today's podcast, otherwise we wouldn't be here. We would have been extinct long ago. So we apply creative action. We attach a positive emotion to that. We identify, we imagine every single morning. We set an intention for what we want. It's easy to think about what we don't want. We focus on what we want. We set that intention. We attach a positive emotion to it. And then it starts happening through our actions, through our energy we put out. We attract the right people. We take the right actions. We get the results we want. Thoughts lead to those results. In the middle is action. And whether or not you take deliberate action depends on those creative thoughts. So thoughts and action, you need a good balance of that. Yeah, if you take enough action, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. So action is important. But wouldn't you rather hammer away? I often say this to clients. You know, as a coach, as a consultant, as a trainer, I hover above the forest because it's so easy to only take action and you're cutting down all these trees in the forest as an entrepreneur, right? Because you're doing everything. You're cutting down all these trees. And sometimes I tap my clients on the shoulder and I said, you know what? You cut down all those trees. You took a lot of actions. But if you had just turned around, applied some thought, all you had to do was chop down those 2 trees instead of 30 or 40 or 50. So it's easy to get wrapped up in that because there's a lot of people here on social media who would tell you it's all about hustle and grind and it's all about just grinding yourself into the ground. It's all about action, 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 action. And a lot of those people have clients who have taken action and gotten nowhere because they didn't on the front end apply creative thoughts that lead to positive emotions, which lead to deliberate actions, which get you the result you want. And some people say, well, what about people who overthink? What about people who never get out of their head? And I would say that that's not creative thought. That's stagnant thought based on limited and bogus beliefs. So here's what I suggest. This is my secret weapon. Every single morning, I get up early, 5:30 in the morning, and I sit, same way I'm sitting now, actually, just right over here. I'm on my meditation pillow. I close my eyes. I sit upright. I have my hands like this. I breathe slowly through my nose and I empty out my mind. My goal is to get to zero every single morning. When I wake up, I'm thinking about my to-do list, my task list. I'm thinking about the calls I have to return. But I use the power of the breath to bring it back to zero. And Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Thich Nhat Hanh who passed away this last weekend, he suggests, and this is what I follow, bring it back to your breath by saying, as I breathe in, I smile. As I breathe out, I relax. I do it through the nose. I have my tongue on my palate and I'm completely relaxed. And I breathe in through the belly and out through the belly. And if my mind wanders, and if my mind is on fire, and if my mind goes to thinking about my to-dos and my tasks for the day, it's okay. I'm grateful for those thoughts, but I bring it back to my breath and I zero out. I go to zero. This is important because when I go to zero, then I can start filling in with my positive intentions for the day. And I imagine what I want. I don't think about the how. I imagine being prosperity and the fact that I have already booked a call that day. I don't say I'm gonna. I don't say I hope. I don't say I should. Those are weasel words. I say I am prosperity. I have booked an appointment today. I am prosperity. I have made X amount of dollars today. I am joy and I am abundance. I am is the key. I don't mire myself in what is. I don't start getting anxious about the future. That's how you put a block on your energy and take actions that are not deliberate to get the results that backs you into a wall. It starts in the morning by zeroing out my mind and I fill it in with the positive intentions of what I am. I make my future my present. I make that my intention for the day, and it happens because my actions for the day are then deliberate, stemming from my creative thoughts, so I get the results I want. So if you say people get out of your head, guess what? They're actually taking an action. If you overthink, if you over-strategize, if you have that fear, if you constantly think about the how so you don't take actions, that is an action in and of itself. You are actually taking an action. So I always say, if you don't make a decision, that's a decision. Stagnation is an action. But if you have creative thoughts and you focus on what you want, not just what you don't want, that's so easy to do, but you focus every single morning on what you want. This day is what? This day is full of prosperity, of attracting the right people to me in business and my relationships. I am healthy. Not I'm going to get healthy, not I don't want to be sick, but I am healthy. You focus with those intentions, guess what? You will have deliberate actions in which you create the day that you want, the life that you want, the relationships you want, the clients you want, the revenue you want. But it all starts up here with creative thought about what you want, setting your intention, attaching a positive emotion to it. So your actions, your deliberate actions throughout the day stem from your creative, positive thoughts. So thoughts and actions aren't opposites. You need a balance of both. And to me, that's one key to freedom. It's one key to true success. So whether you're joining us in my Facebook group, The Freedom Circle, on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. And again, if you join the replay of this, 2 questions, answer in the comments what's awesome about today, whatever time it is, and what will you do? What deliberate actions will you take to make today even more awesome? Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kurt Mercadante. Appreciate it. Have a day and have a weekend filled with freedom and abundance. Thank you.